today's Tuesday, it's the 25th of July 2023, and we're back down in Palmanova in search of lunch. So we've got an idea of where we want to go to, but we're not absolutely sure yet, so we're going to have a little wander along, see what takes our fancy. It's a bit breezy today. It has been very cloudy, and we just had about 15 spots of rain where I was in Palma about half an hour ago.
Oh, did it rain?
Yeah, about 15 spots of rain. And that was about it, and then it stopped. And driving down to Palmanova, it's a little bit choppy in the water, but the breeze is certainly a welcome change. There is blue sky there appearing over there as well. So it's just 1 o'clock. It is lunchtime. So Anita's just been to have her hair and nails done. What do you think? Hair's lovely. Nails are orange.
It's neon red, actually.
Is it neon red? Okay. Yeah, very bright. There's a green flag on the lifeguard station over there telling us that it is safe to enter the water. There has been a lot of talk about the colour of the water in Palmanova. Really hard to say when it's so choppy. What colour it is. As the sky clears, I'm guessing it'll go more blue, but it really is quite choppy out there. Just saw a few jet skis go, and they were bobbling along. Quite a few people on the beach. Not as busy as it is at the weekend, but I suppose that's what you'd expect. So plenty of room for people to play with their ball games. As we walk past the Camp Blanc, just here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's some quite big yachts out there. There's a really big one in the distance, and I saw in the paper that one of the heirs of Walmart, a big American store, own one of the boats that's out here. I'm sure that's going to be a big one. It's that time of the year. And the temperature has eased considerably today. Anita said last night, I think, he said it was going to be 4 degrees cooler today. And it just makes that difference. It takes the edge off it. And when I looked at the weather forecast, it said maximums of 28 today, which is much better than the 38s that we've been having over recent weeks. So it's much more manageable, and the breeze makes it feel that much better as well. But the humidity is still quite high, so it's still sweaty conditions. But at last we're starting to see some blue sky. We haven't really seen very much in the way of blue sky over the last few days. It's been very, very hazy, partly because of the humidity, the low clouds, and the dust that's been in the air. So the rain that we've had, all 15 spots of them, were spots of mud. So there's places over there to go and eat. They're not the place we've got in mind, so carry on walking. I don't think that was the title of the film, was it?
Which film?
Carry on walking. Seem to have taken a new lease of life. The Carry On films seem to be popping up on the TV now and again. Usually when we go, we actually walk up those steps in the distance there and walk around the headland, and that's where the padlocks are. Somebody wrote to me and said, "Where's my padlock gone?" They'd placed one there a year or so ago, and the padlocks by the Santa Lucia have all been removed now. There's no padlocks there. At least there weren't the last time we walked past. And I did explain to him that many of them were actually going rusty, and I guess it was becoming unsightly. And that's really the main reason. It's just looked unsightly, I think. I've seen no explanation from anyone official or whoever has actually removed them, so I haven't really seen why they've been removed. I just guessed it's the unsightly nature. Someone suggested it might be the weight of them, but they're not really that heavy. So it's actually lunchtime, so it's fairly quiet as far as people walking around. They're not going to be walking around very much this time of the day. It's time for lunch.
I have to do something.
Across the road there's a place called Natuur Pook, and our son recommended that as a place to go for a bite to eat, but not going there. Someone was asking about renting towels. $3.95 you can buy one. $3.95 for a towel. And someone else was asking me, or it was on Facebook, that they'd been on holiday here and they bought a parasol, and they didn't know what to do with it at the end of their holiday, and wanted to give it away to somebody who might make use of it. And I suggested that they took it to the charity shop, which is run by the Lions and is just up from the Heart where we started this video. So if you go up the road from the Heart, about 100 metres on the right hand side is the Lions charity shop. They've got a main shop there, and then on the opposite side there's a little gallery, and they've got two shops up there. One of them specialises in books, so if you forgot to bring something to read, or you finished a book, then pop in there and give them €1 or so and they'll give you a book. You choose a book. And speaking to Adrian, who runs the shop, saying how well they do with that sort of thing, people borrowing books, or buying books, and then returning them at the end of the holiday so that somebody else can enjoy the book. Lots of boats out there. It's very windy. And there's the Tropico, and someone was writing on the plans for the Tropico down there. You've got a mini golf up there. Apparently that's going to go, and they're going to put another swimming pool there, or put a swimming pool there. And so there's going to be sort of quite major changes. And other people have said that while the hotel might be okay, it really does need an update, and so at the end of the season that's what's happening. So let's see how that turns out. Not so many people out playing volleyball today, but there are some. There's somebody out there trying to water ski. The water's so choppy they keep falling in. So while Anita was having her hair done, her nails done. I went into Palma and I went to our lodge. That's the Masonic Lodge, and during the last couple of months of the season, so our season runs from October to April, so from probably March, April, we decided that we were looking for somewhere to donate some money or raise some money for, and Autismo Baleares was the one that was chosen to help children and families with autism on the island or on the islands, so really doing some good work locally. So we have a function and a few collections and donations, and in total we managed to raise 1,700 euros. And so today we had a presentation. So some of the members of the lodge turned up for the presentation, and a representative from Autismo Baleares came along to explain what they do and how this money was going to help them. So hopefully in the next few days I'll work on a little video so you can actually see some of that presentation and see some of the work, or hear about some of the work that the organisation has done. So we're really pleased to have done that, and hopefully in the future we might be able to help them again. Just across the way there you've got Compass restaurant and bar. Somewhere else I want to go. Perhaps not now, but run by a former pupil, Peter. And I've got another former pupil who helps run a bar down here, Castaways. That's Oliver. Temperature's a bit lower. There's actually some children playing in the park. I think last week when the temperature was really high, it's just too hot to even play in the park.
Football's on as well, isn't it?
Football is on the TV. I think just before I came out I saw that PSG were playing this afternoon.
Oh, are they?
I don't know if that's what they've got on the TV over there, I can't see. But one or two of our ex-players are actually now playing for PSG. We've recently lost our star player, Kangin Lee. He was a real asset to the team, and sadly he needs a different game to play, a different level to play at, and so he's moved to PSG. He's already had his first outing there, and hopefully he will settle in and mature into the team. And the other one, of course, is Marco Asensio, who's a local boy from the island, who we've seen many times playing for.
PSG?
Yeah, he's played many times for Mallorca. We've seen him playing, seen him score goals, saw him score against Barcelona B with a great free kick. And well, he's gone to PSG as well. He's recently got married here on the island, so I guess he's back at work now. So again, we're walking a different way around a little bit. So we're walking through the back streets first rather than along the front. And there's the Bora. And well, coming up to in front, Besso Beach and the Zell Hotel, which no, we're not going to eat there. Someone was telling me today that you have to book separately to go to one of the restaurants in. So even if you're a resident, and I suppose that does happen in some of the hotels we've been to. Oh yes, they've got a receptionist. Our restaurant of choice today is going to be Indian. We've been promising to come here for so long. We've actually made it. Hello. Tandoori nights.
Yes, please come on, have a seat, please.
So the wine's arrived, and we're both on the rosé today. It's still quite warm, a bit too warm for a red wine for us. So cheers, and we look forward to our meal. We've also had a plate of little dips there, lovely. Just looking inside at the bar, they've got nice lighting effects over there, and it looks a very well-stocked bar. So we had, for starters, this is the chicken pakora and the onion bhaji, and we've got the lovely relishes to go with that. Looks delicious. So Anita and I are sharing, so I've got my plate full here with all the different sauces on. I think I'm going to really enjoy that. Well, the main courses have arrived now. I'm having a chicken madras, and Anita has got over here
chicken tikka masala.
Chicken tikka masala. Anita really likes the Peshwari naan, so that's what we've got there. And we've got a pilau rice.
Cheers.
Happy with that, dear?
Lovely lunch ahead.
Ooh, that looks delicious. Going to really enjoy that. What have we got here?
There's special drinks for you. 1 minute, I bring that.
What are they?
Sushi sangria.
This is a sangria, but that's a little bit special, isn't it? Can you cope with that, dear? How'd you get to the top of the straw?
Beautiful drinks for beautiful people.
And what is your name?
My name is Mirza, and I'm owner of this restaurant.
That's
Thank you very much.
And the food was delicious, as you can
Thank
see.
you very much, sir.
Well, I'm not actually sure where to start with it. I found a little bendy straw here. I'm not used to these sort of things. Well, what we had was their menu of the day, which is for 2 people, and it's just €38.95. Absolutely bargain. We got the drinks complimentary, so that was really nice. Thank you very much to the staff here. It was really well done, and they looked after us very well. Well, that was our menu of the day, and it was really good. Really impressed with that. And $38.95, absolute bargain. And we got a bottle of wine in that with that, so fantastic.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Very nice.
I just had a really nice lunch, and I think we need to go home for a siesta now. I think, yeah, a little walk along the front, and then it's siesta time. Anita's just telling me it's actually a public holiday here in Calvia. So each little municipality has its own days of holiday, and the one in Calvia happens to fall on the 25th of July. So it means that those that can have a holiday. So it doesn't really apply to bars and restaurants, so they lose out. And schools lose out, so they don't get the public holiday from July, so they don't get the holiday either. Always was annoyed when I was a teacher and a public holiday occurred when we'd be on holiday anyway. At the school used to move the autumn half term so as to coincide with a holiday. So our half term was always about a week later than the UK half term, so that it could take in the 1st of November, which is a public holiday. Temperatures still very, very warm, very sticky.
It's very warm now, that breeze is gone.
And there are no children playing in the park. A sure sign that it's either lunchtime or it's too warm. We've got a bit of both. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Quite a few people sitting outside the Paradise Beach Bar. And we're just going to have a leisurely walk back now.
Eh?
What's that say? All live football games. Throw out the week.
Spelling mistake or something like that.
I like that one. I'm not sure what it means, but I like it. Throw out. There you go. That's one I've not seen before. As a teacher, you see all sorts of spelling mistakes. That one's a classic. There's the Reverence. Someone was asking me about where the Reverence was. It's actually just behind the Dolphin Cafe. There is a gate that takes you up to the pool area, and the main entrance is on a road that goes behind the hotel. We spoke to some people who were staying there last week, and they were having a really good time. Really enjoyed it. That was Kerry and Mark, was it?
Yeah.
Remember the names. Some nice boats out there.
Nice ship out there.
Beautiful sailing boat. It's only got a single mast, but it's a big boat.
You got your other camera?
I have with me. I think we'll head up there where it's more in the shade, and we can just stop and do a little bit of browsing of the seas. I quite often don't bring my other camera just because of the weight.
I can sit on this bench.
Yeah, I was going to go to that one there. There's a bench right by the wall. So today I happen to have it in my bag because I went to the lodge first thing, and I used that to video the handing over of the check. I think €1,700 for a small lodge like ours for autism, or supporting people who have autism. I think we did really well. Right, so time to swap cameras. Well, there's a really big one out in the distance. I'm not sure, I can't read it on my little screen here. And that one's right in the Bay of Palma. If we just zoom out a little bit and then just pan to the left. A couple of smaller boats, but still lovely lines to them. And if we just pan round to the right, there's the big one in the distance. Come to this one. This one I think is really quite cute. This is really sort of out of another era. And then the sailing boat that I was talking about, only a single master, but just look at the size of that mast. It just goes on and on and on and on right up there. That's one big sailing boat or sailing mast. Beautiful low lines in the sea. See the people working on the deck, and it's got a British flag at the back. Just scan a little bit further to the right. Lots more boats in the bay. Seeing how the other half live. And then lots more over towards the end of Palmanova. There are the boats, really beautiful boats out on there. We're going to carry on our walk now. No, we didn't manage to get to the other end of Palmanova. Lunch got in the way. But it's definitely time to go home because it's time for a siesta. It's really, at the moment, this is not a time we would normally be out walking. It's mid-afternoon, 3 o'clock. We should be tucked up in our air-conditioned living room.
We will be soon.
We will.
about 26.
Smile for the camera.
Yeah.
Still can't get over that menu of the day. $7.95. Oh. Ours was lovely. Someone was talking about booking trips. Here's a very good place to go if you want to book a trip to somewhere. Valdemossa, Caves of Drac, all the places where you might want to visit. Then come here. It's called Le Mans Tours. Right next to McDonald's, so easy to spot. The stadium, not open at the moment, but will be open from 7:30 this evening.
Saturday UB40 here.
Not the stadium though. Saturday UB40 will be at the new concert venue at the old Aqua Park near to Western Water Park. And it's a venue where they're going to have lots of concerts this summer. And UB40 would have been one we would have liked to have gone to. We saw them 40-something years ago, 45 years ago. That's a long, long time. It was in Birmingham, not in Mallorca. So a lot more blue skies. The sea's looking a lot bluer now because of the blue skies, but if you just look over the hills, over the mountains, still some clouds. My guess is really we're heading for a storm. We've seen these clouds over the past few days gradually building up and then disappearing, and usually what happens is that all of a sudden on one of these days we'll end up with a big thunderstorm, and hopefully that'll clear the air a little bit. At the moment we've just got the clouds in the distance, not quite turning into the cumulus nimbus that we need to form the thunder clouds. La Colmena, the beehive across the road, busy as ever. Well, I certainly feel as though I've had a good lunch. I'm well topped up there.
Me too. Looks different from this time.
Yep. Come round to the other beach and everything's in a different direction. Shall we finish at the heart as usual?
I think so.
For those wondering where the Lion shop is, there's the heart, and this road up here, just about 100 metres or so, just past the Eroski there, is the Lion's charity shop. And they have a real wide selection of different things, clothes and books and all sorts of stuff. They've even got a whole shop which is dedicated to books. Now, with a lovely breeze blowing behind us, we're going to say bye for now as we head off home for a well-earned siesta.
Bye.
Bye for now. See you next time.